The views and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the assumptions, views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host and guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. In addition, all copyrighted material is used without permission and will be removed with notification from the rightful owners or their agent. So there.
You found the Taxi Stand Hour.
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
On Radio TFI.
Join the conversation. You can reach the guys at 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428, on Twitter at Taxi Stand Hour. From a payphone, call collect.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Well, good morning, kids and kittens. Sorry to disappoint. It is not John Shannon. I am Ed Van Est. John's Helijet is running a little bit late. Welcome to the Taxi Stand Hour here on Radio TFI. It is September 10th, 2023. Again, I am Ed Van Est, sitting in for John. He'll be with us shortly. We got a lot to talk about today. Here with me, getting introduced a little early, and actually with his mug on the jug here, is the 1972 Rain, Louisiana Frog Festival Queen, third runner-up from Bill Fancher, ladies and gentlemen. Bill Fancher. Good morning, Bill. How you doing today?
Yeah, the Frog Festival. Okay.
Third runner-up. I hear there was some controversy in that one.
There was, hey, it was the Louisiana Mafia.
Pull your mic in a little bit, my friend.
The Louisiana Mafia.
Oh, okay. Well, that one you don't want to say too close, but
no.
How are you today, young man? He's showing a picture of a skinny, young, handsome young man. Is this a relative of yours? Is this a...
Apparently, that was somebody that I knew about 40 years ago, I think.
Is this you?
That'd be me.
Okay, if you're listening on the radio, he's showing a picture of a young, virile, handsome man. Claims it was him. We're going to need some DNA testing. You looked handsome in your little sailor hat. You sure that wasn't? They didn't. That wasn't just after they took you off the pony to take that picture. Because I got a picture like that from when I was a kid.
No, sir, it was not.
You sure about that?
I'm positive.
So would you be were you a swabby?
It all depends on what your definition of a swabby is.
Oh, we'll have to get to that much later.
Yeah.
But since John's not here, and we're all about making John feel good.
Please. Make me feel better.
We're going to make you feel better. We're going to make everybody feel better. It's the Radio TFI Market Watch, brought to you by Pete and Tony's. Uber closed the week at $47.24, up a whole 20 cents. Lyft closed the week at $10.82, down $1.52. You still can't buy a decent lunch. Tesla closed the week at $248.50, up $3.49. And our newest edition, Truth Social, closed the week at $16.82, up 51 cents. This has been the Radio TFI Market Watch, brought to you by Pete and Tony's. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids and kittens. The Truth Social, we added that at the request of young Mr. Shannon.
I thought that was down to almost zero.
Well, it was up much higher. Remember, we're just picking it up here.
Right.
As it's
you mean he pumped all of his mighty money into it to prop it up?
That's you got it. You got it, Siegfried.
Mm-hmm.
You got
$1.45.
It's well, I think at one point, look, these things are fluid anyway. There's who's making money. This is just like Uber and Lyft. Those two stocks, from the time they hit the market, they dropped immediately. They lost so much of their, IPO value, and it's all just made up anyway. So this Truth Social thing is bad. I do not have the number in front of me, and I don't really care. It was at whatever it was, and now it's down here. And just like for the same reason we track Uber and Lyft and Tesla, we want to watch the eventual fall.
Demise.
Demise, yes. We want
it doesn't shock me.
We want this to be like an air raid over Germany in WWII. Boom. We're waiting for them.
So, nothing surprises me. You up there in New York, everything he touches turns to.
Oh yeah. This is long before. I mean, we can go in that. Speaking of New York. Oh, wait a minute. No, I am here. That's not where we're New York. That's got nothing. Well, it does. For those of you who might have been listening last week, I spent this past week traveling. I did a friend a favor, and I flew down to Fort Lauderdale. We rented a truck. We moved them to North Carolina, and I had to drive the truck from Lauderdale to Raleigh, North Carolina, and then back because it was easier one way than it was to do a drop-off. Even if I had gotten a decent price on dropping the truck one way, I wouldn't have been able to fly from Raleigh to LaGuardia Airport.
Oh, you'd had to go through Mayberry first.
No, even worse. To fly to LaGuardia, which, by the way, I live less than 5 minutes from. That's no joke. I would have had to fly back to Fort Lauderdale and then connect. Or I could fly to JFK, which would cost me about.
I was going to say
that's about $100 cab ride to get back. So anyway, I drove the truck back, and Friday I got back in plenty of time, dropped the truck off, and took my flight. Now Bill hasn't heard this story yet because the wound is still open. I haven't had a chance to really talk about it.
I need to get a Band-Aid for you.
So we're going to talk about. Oh, I got Band-Aids. So we're not going to talk about my flight. We're not going to talk about anything like that. We're not even going to talk about landing in LaGuardia. My story starts from the moment I get off the plane. Now, the only thing...
At what place?
In LaGuardia.
Oh, okay.
In LaGuardia. At the end of the flight. After the
end of the flight. Okay.
All post-flight. So... the only thing I will mention is that when I went through security in Fort Lauderdale, I took off my my Reeboks, and instead of putting them back on, I had my little bedroom shower slippers in my carry-on. I said, you know what? I'll just put these on, and this way during the flight I'll be comfortable. It won't be that bad. And it was nice. So I get off the plane. Now, here's what you have to keep in mind. This is the brand new Terminal B at LaGuardia Airport. They spent billions, untold billions of dollars, nearly as much as we've spent here on the Radio TFI studios and all its affiliates. It was close. It's close.
Okay.
So I get off the plane. And mind you, I'm in my slippers. And I knew this from getting on the plane. It is approximately from the curbside to the gate that I was on, which was the very last gate in this Terminal B. Look it up, kids. JetBlue. And so now it's about a 12-minute walk. You're literally going slippers. You're literally going over roadways and parts of the airport. I mean, there's escalators. They even went to the time trouble to put in a moving sidewalk for 150 feet. It is the most pointless moving. It's the most pointless moving sidewalk I've ever seen, but appreciated nonetheless. In my slippers, and it's just look. I don't walk like I used to. I had to take 2 breaks on the way, so I'm heading to baggage claim, and I get there, and I'm huffing and puffing, and I finally get to the ground level where the luggage claim is, and I'm at carousel 9. You know how many carousels there are?
Obviously 8 more.
There's 9.
Oh, okay.
Now I had to go all the way to the end of that part of the terminal, literally at the wall. There's no place for her to go. Bags start coming out. Anyway, I waited an hour for my bag because things got jammed up. So it takes me an hour to get my bag. And for those of you out there saying, well, Ed, don't check a bag. I had to check this bag. I had tools and ratchet straps and all that. I couldn't bring on the plane. It would have been a nightmare. Too heavy. Not as heavy as I thought, though. It was only 37 pounds. So while I'm waiting for my bag to come out, I keep looking over at the line for taxis. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids and kittens, taxis have made a comeback here in New York. Many, many people were waiting online for a taxi. You want to know how many people?
3? I'm overestimating.
If it was 3, I would have paid their taxi fare. It was about an hour wait to get a cab.
God.
The line stretched almost down to the other side of the terminal. So I finally get
ride the bus.
We're well after midnight now. We landed at about a little before 11. So I get my bag. It's 12:15 or whatnot. So I called the car service, a thing called Revel here in New York. Similar to Uber and Lyft, but they pay their drivers hourly. They also have mopeds, which I've used. And I said, you know what? Plus, even though it was a 19-minute trip for the guy to get there.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got to back this up a minute. They have mopeds?
No. This company, Revel, they started with just mopeds, and then they.
I thought you said somebody was going to pick you up on a moped.
Oh no!
I paid huge money to see that.
I would have loved to have, if I could have gotten one of those electric scooters. Oh, I'd have taken that in a heartbeat, man.
Oh, I'd have paid big money to see you riding on the back of a moped.
Yeah, me too. So anyway, the car comes. As a side note, this company started with all Teslas. I happen to get a Kia. Apparently, they just put it on the road last week. Driver was nice, but now I can't just walk outside to the curb. I've got to go to the parking garage to car services or whatever they call it. Now, by a show of hands, kids and kittens, who wants to take a guess at where the parking garage was? That's right, at the complete other end of the terminal. Probably another 5-minute walk in slippers that are falling off my feet now.
Goddamn slippers. Toes are sticking out and everything.
Oh no, my heels were coming out. It's the same slippers I wear here at home. So it takes me 5-6 minutes to get to the garage. And then I look, I've got to be in lane letter E, as in Ed's exhausted.
Let me guess. E is the last one on the lot.
Bill, you've been paying attention.
Wow.
It is the last furthest away. I couldn't have walked any further in that airport, going straight from my plane to my bag to my pickup. if I wanted to.
Oh, you could have walked home in that amount.
You know, it's funny. On the way, I was thinking, I'm halfway home. I really was, because where we exit the airport was 14 blocks from my house.
You walked 10 to get to your...
I put on a solid 3 miles in that airport. I'm not joking.
I think next time, Ed, you should wave down one of them little sky dudes. Dude.
Oh, if I ever look, and I like JetBlue, don't misunderstand me, but if I ever got to fly out of JetBlue out of LaGuardia again, yeah, you're going to see my ass in one of those chairs.
How far from LaGuardia is JFK?
If you look on a map of New York City, okay, let me make it easy. LaGuardia is like the northern part of the city.
Okay.
JFK is the southern part of the city.
Well, that makes sense. You don't have them right next to each other.
And plus, you got Newark only about 10 miles away. Coincidentally, they're both in the same borough, Queens. Although JFK is just barely in Queens. But if you look on a map, Google them, you'll see they're relatively close as far as airlines go. You wouldn't want to walk it, though. Going to JFK is a pain. It's a long... When you're driving in the city, in this traffic, it's a long trip. It'd probably take me half hour, 45 minutes from here to get to JFK. Not to mention the cab fare is crazy go nuts from here. Right now from Manhattan, it's a flat rate in a yellow cab. It was 52 when I had my license. I think it just went up to about 58. So no matter anywhere south of 96th Street, Manhattan, you hail down a yellow cab and you say you're going to JFK. They hit the meter and boom, it's 58 or whatever it is. That's it. It's not going to change. It's your flat rate, and this way people don't get... Driver can go any way he wants, because that was a classic thing. I'm going to JFK. These people from Australia wind up paying $250.
No, taxi cab drivers don't do that, do they?
No,
they wouldn't do that.
Anyway,
where we're going, what about, mate?
So I finally made it home, and I'm like, I'm drenched just from, I've been... The air conditioning on the plane wasn't great. The AC in the terminal didn't exist. Flights have been canceled. There's people sleeping all over the place. I get out of the car. The AC in the car was nice. I got out of the car, and I'm just drenched. And I know I stink to me. I can imagine, to others. Although my feet were very comfortable, though.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I was, too. I get inside, turn on the AC, and took an ice cold shower just to try to cool off. And I sat up for about an hour and a half just to try to cool off. I couldn't get my back to dry, and
Yep.
I mean, after living in South Florida in the summer, I know what it's like to take a shower and come out soaking, and still be wet or sweat in the shower. Mm-hmm. I know what that's like. And oh my goodness, it by the time I finally decided to go to bed, I said, covers. Oh no covers tonight.
Oh hell no.
I slept right on top of the comforter, and yesterday I was just blah. But I had all sorts of errands to run yesterday. First thing in the morning, I had to drop the laundry off, go grocery shopping, yada, yada, yada. Prepare for today's show that John decided he doesn't need to be at. By the way, we don't know where John is. He says he's not feeling well. So, well, yes.
Ed, there's a moral to this story.
What's that?
Don't freaking help people move. You're over 60 years old. Knock it the hell off.
I'll talk for a second. I got to reboot my sound.
He's lost his butt again. Well, for all of you out there watching Ed Van Ness and his glorious story of going down to help people, raise your hands out there, people. How many people would fly from New York to Florida to help a friend move to Raleigh, North Carolina?
Wait.
That's what I thought.
Oh, wait a minute. You missed all the good parts.
Oh dear, there's more?
Oh, sure, there's more.
Please, Mr. Van Ness, can you please tell us?
Who do you think laid out the money for the truck?
Oh God, you are a moron.
Who do you think laid out the money for the fuel?
Jesus, criminy Ed. I've got a buddy named Ron, but you moron.
I know what it's like to be down on your luck.
I understand. I know, but oh man.
He says he'll pay me back. I haven't put the receipts together yet, but look, it is what it is.
Well, I'm just busting your chops. It's a buddy. You gotta help. It's guy code.
He was one of my last drivers that stayed loyal to me right to the end.
Well, then there you go.
And he's helped me out.
Okay, so it is a quid pro quo thing. So all right.
Yeah, no, I don't feel. The only thing I feel bad about is some of the junk that we had to move. And I won't get into it.
Well, we moved from our one house to this one here that we're in, and my buddy's helping us load stuff up, and we'd look in my wife's closet. We're pulling crap. Now I'm going to say the word shit out of this closet.
We're going to allow that.
And yeah, and we're pulling stuff out. And Jimmy looks at me and he says, "What the hell is this?" I said, "I don't know. Trash." I mean, we're pulling stuff. And then couldn't have been more than 6 weeks later, we're at the new house in Barbara.
I need this.
Where is? Be damned if I know. I don't know what happened to it.
Anyway, so I really wasn't paying much attention to anything that was going on this past week. I was listening to podcasts and all that. So what do we know, Bill? What's been going on out in the real world? I know. Here's what I know. I know that Sydney the Kraken Powell and Ken Cheeseburger have not had their trials severed.
Nope, but they did get kicked back to state.
Right. They got kicked. Mark Meadows got kicked back to state.
Yeah, Meadows. I'm sorry. Meadows got kicked back to state, which lets you know everybody's going to get kicked back to state. Nobody's going federal.
Oh yeah, no, that was a Hail Mary on their part.
Well, and you know why they all want to go federal? Because then if if Trump gets elected, which Domino Spiritu Santos he doesn't, then he can go through and pardon everything. It's in federal court. I got control over that.
Right. And that's what Trump is looking for, the same thing. And I don't care who gets them. State, federal, New York City, I don't care. As long as somebody gets them.
Could be the Kraken for all I care.
The Cheeseburger and Kraken.
I love some people keep saying Cheeseboro, and I know there's a Chesboro. So
Chesbro, I think it is.
Chesbro. What's up, Chesbro?
Chesbro. What it is?
What it is, dude? Hey, check out them tennis shoes, Mr. Chesbro.
What it is, what it was, what it shall be.
What is it going to be?
What's it going to be? Yeah, and the beauty of the Georgia thing, too, is that's televised. You ain't
going to get out of that.
This is going to be the pay-per-view moment that none of us have to pay for.
No. This will definitely be better than watching the OJ trial.
Oh, are you kidding me? There's more characters. There's
oh God, yes.
Pull your mic.
This is going to be. They're going to call it Godfather 4.
Come in just a little closer.
They're going to call it Godfather Part 4.
Well, as more than one person has said over the past couple of weeks, Ed said, plowing right through that.
Yeah.
You won't have the Trumpsters coming out after court each day putting their spin on it.
Exactly.
So,
but they will still on Fox News. What you saw today isn't what you really heard. Now we're going to show you what really happened.
Right, you're going to believe us, or
your little cartoon characters will be.
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead back behind him.
But I think the real fun is starting now, as the 18 others are starting to realize I'm going to be broke. Well, first I'm going to be in prison, and when I come out, I'm going to be broke, and I'm never going to be able to work or anything like that again. Monty Hall, let's make a deal.
That's it.
And now they're going to start flipping like pancakes on a Denny's that has a staff.
I guarantee they're going to start flipping, just like little Mexican jumping beans. Ka-ching,
That's
ka-ching.
right. That's right.
They're going to be going.
I firmly believe that Fonnie Willis, like Jack Smith, is probably over-prepared for this.
See, and this is probably where everybody's going to have been complaining. Why is this taking so long? Why is this? Because she set it up as a slam dunk.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
For every excuse they're going to have,
she's got 3 or 4 answers.
She's right. She's got multiple answers to everything that they're going to. I promise you, she and her staff sat up late, many, many nights, many bad cups of coffee and crappy Chinese food. And
trying to think what's going to be the stupidest thing they're going to say.
Right.
And that's what you do. How stupid can they have an answer? Okay, well, we have an answer for that. Well, this is even more ignorant. We've got an answer for that.
Yeah. How stupid can you go and then go stupider?
Go stupider. Mas grande stupido.
Yeah, and again, I can live with anything else right now. I don't care what happens in the other cases. To me, the state one, that's
the one that's going to determine the outcome of everything.
Because not only is it televised, but if by some wild and wacky chance he winds up El Presidente again, can't pardon anybody. And Brian Kemp in Georgia has already said, leave me out of this.
No, I love it. And the other thing that's getting good, and I'm loving this, especially in Colorado, they're pushing to get his ass taken off the ballot because of the Article 3 of the 14th Amendment.
Right, which is really seeing the light of day now.
Yes, it is. And you know he's going to, excuse me, people, he's going to go bat shit nuts if that happens.
Well, find one.
There is no if about it. It should happen.
Hold on. We allowed one.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I can't push my luck. Sorry.
No, we allowed one.
Take it out of my check.
It will be. I promise. But you were saying we can't what?
I forgot already.
He was being bat poop crazy.
Yeah, and you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, he's gonna go nuts. And then he's gonna take that to court, which will how successful have you been so far in court? I think he's 0 for 68. Or no, I think he won one little one. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was about his shoes or something.
Yeah, it was a technicality. They kind of won one, but they lost 60 flat out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hear them talk about, they go, well, it was all about standing, that we didn't have standing. All right, but that's part of it. If you don't have standing, then
don't bring it to court.
Don't bring it to court. By the way, now that I've turned on the phone, if you'd like to join us, it's 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428. Call from anywhere that you can. And if you're on a payphone, call collect.
Yeah, because we don't have John. I forgot his name. I had to think about that there for a minute. He's been gone for so long. Yeah, he's not on the program today. I'd be surprised if he shows up for football picks.
Well, he better show up for football picks because
if he doesn't, he's going for 3 on every pick.
That's
and then Gerald can laugh at him. You're in trouble when Gerald laughs at you.
Yeah, and you would know all about that.
Oh, Gerald don't laugh at me. He just cusses me.
Well, it's kind of sad. Gerald can't laugh.
Oh, little commie.
No. He is physically incapable of laughing.
Good. We'll have to work on that.
One of these days, I'll explain the mechanics of all this to you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. Did you hear about this earthquake in Morocco?
Yes, in Marrakesh.
Well, all over the country, apparently.
Yeah.
I was just before we came on. I was watching.
I think it was a 6.5, which is a pretty good one.
It was a big one, and unfortunately, in a lot of, especially in the smaller towns and villages, it's like adobe homes and concrete that's not reinforced. So that is my nightmare: being buried alive. That is my nightmare. I do not like being.
Mine was drowning, which is why I joined the Navy.
There you go.
Face your fears, damn it.
I always got a kick out of guys from landlocked states that joined the Navy.
And well, most of them was, I want to see the ocean. And when they do, they go, holy crap!
It's big.
It's a big one.
I don't want to get stray too far from Morocco there. I don't want to again.
Okay, here's my thing, Ed. Why does it always seem to happen that these earthquakes occur in places that are little crappy outhouse type? But I'm sorry, I'm making it sound worse than it is, but why are they always in these crappy little places that fall apart when the big bad wolf comes in and blows?
Well, I mean, would you call Los Angeles? Oh, I mean, it's a crappy place in and of itself, but
Yeah, but I mean, you don't see the entire city crapping down on itself.
You might want to look at the 1906 or 1908.
Well, okay, now we're talking 1906. This just happened. You would think by now people would have some concept.
How about Alaska, Juneau, Alaska, in 1960, 61, something like that?
That's Alaska. Who cares?
There you go. Well, with that kind of
Cards
logic,
and letters, please, to me.
Letters. Bill Fancher, Nutsville, Texas.
Nutsville, Texas.
I need to explain to you how earthquakes.
They're kind of like cupcakes. But how they work.
You can get them at Pete and Tony's, by the way. They're having a special.
Yes, if you go, they're special today.
Pumpkin spice earthquakes. But are you aware of how earthquakes happen, how they work?
Yes, I know exactly how earthquakes happen.
Okay, well, when
I'm educated.
They done learn me real good.
I did. I learned it in school. Got up to the 6th grade. I even know ciphering.
Ciphering? What's ciphering?
Ciphering is where you figure all them numbers out and you cipher them out. You obviously never watched Beverly Hillbillies.
No.
Okay.
I have. What am I saying? Of course I have.
All right. Jethro and his ciphering.
Well, I didn't know you were going there.
Anyway.
Earthquakes. I don't know. It just so happens these poor people happen to be there. And I mean, look, big cities have been hit by earthquakes as well. In a lot of cases, the building codes are a lot stronger.
Duh.
And unfortunately, these folks lived in a place where it's not.
If you're going to live on a fault line, don't build adobe houses.
Sometimes the fault line is the cheapest land to get, or that's where they've been living for 1,000 years.
There's a point in that.
They may not have known. And nobody's saying this. It's not just the fault line either.
Okay. A perfect example of that was Sam Kinison. He said, with all these people that you're out there in the desert, don't send them sandwiches. Send them U-Hauls. You're living in the desert. Get the hell out of there.
Right. An earthquake radiates out from its epicenter. You don't have to be on the fault line.
No, I understand that, but it gets lesser the further out you go. But by the same token, don't build your houses like anthills.
So let me ask you a question. How far away from a fault line should everybody be? What's the closest you should get to a fault line?
37.89 miles.
Okay. Did it hurt when you pulled that out of your butt, or
Man, that one I had to reach for.
yeah, twist that, get it out.
That
halfway
little
out.
point, that little .89 was tough.
It always is. It always is.
But no, I understand that. But it's kind of like a nuclear bomb. You know, you've got a radius that you just got the kill zone, and then after that, you kind of melt, and then things like that happen. So
Well, here's your homework assignment for this week. Go online, get your Google machine up and going, and look and see where all the tectonic plates and all the fault lines are.
I know where the
in the
majority of
world.
them are,
No,
and
you don't.
why do people? But that's what gets me. And people in this day and age know where the hell they are too. So, hey, I have an idea. Let's build a giant ass city on the middle of a fault line. Yeah, the people in LA, San Francisco. Hey, rocket science. What the hell?
And do you know where one of the biggest earthquakes in this country occurred?
Wichita Falls, Texas.
Only when you sit down.
No, it's when I fall.
It was in Missouri. In the
Yes,
Midwest.
it's when it reversed the river.
That's right. So
I'm trying to remember.
there's
the
really
name of the
no
city
safe
now.
place. There have been earthquakes, granted very small tremors, when I lived in South Florida. I don't remember feeling it, but it happened.
We've had a couple here too because of the Lawton Mountains. I remember watching the little things on the fireplace jiggling back and forth. But
you should move.
I should. I've been trying for years.
So where would you go? Space?
That would be a good idea. The
there's
final frontier.
There's no place is perfect. Every place has its natural things, its natural events that are trying to kill you.
That's how the earth works.
and for the most part, it succeeds pretty well.
It succeeds pretty well. Yes, it does.
Very good job because they want. Look, there are trees out there that are 1,000 years old. There ain't nobody on this planet that more than about $1.20 that we're aware of, and that's rare.
Uh-huh.
Like Bob Barker, he almost made it to 100 without going over.
Somebody should have bid 101. There you go.
Price is wrong, bitch.
All right, we got that out of our system. 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428.
Yeah, because we could use somebody else's opinion in here.
Yeah, but
generally ours stink.
Well, yeah, and they're usually wrong and off topic, and
it's because all our years of education I've done forgot more than I remember.
You know what? As I get older, there's two things I've lost.
Only two?
Yeah, one is my memory, and I can't remember the other one.
Can't remember the other.
No, sir. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your dad joke of the day.
It's like, why do they not make so much money on these Alzheimer's walks?
I don't know.
Everybody forgets to
Nobody
show
can
up.
Say what you will. I always thought Bill Cosby had a great line, and we're not going to talk about Bill Cosby.
Yeah,
but he said this years and years ago about getting old and losing your getting feeble-minded or dementia. He says the great thing is you're the only one that doesn't know.
That's right. You can hide your own Easter eggs.
Yeah,
you meet new people every day.
Every
jokes don't get old.
It's gotta be. I don't even know how you would describe it. To come and go and not know you're coming and going. It's.
You don't mean to laugh about it, but if you don't, you're going to go. Oy.
Yeah. I mean. And again, my only frame of reference to that is when I was apparently awake for hours in the hospital, and I have no recollection of it. None. I have that block of time just doesn't exist for me. So I don't know if that's what it's like for folks, They just check out. I know there's the sundowning near the end of the day. It gets to where people are, they tend to start checking out at the end of the day. I can't even imagine.
I used to work with those people on a almost a daily basis with taking X-rays, and you feel so bad when you're in there, but then you laugh when you get out of there because some of the things they'll say. I was there at the one place, and I told the lady, "Hi, my name's Bill. I'm here to do your X-rays." And she looked at me and she says, "Okay, we're doing all the X-rays and everything else." And then when we're done, she goes, "What did you say your name was again?" I said, "Bill." She goes, "Is that why you come at the first of the month?" I thought, you little smart ass, you've been waiting 30 years for that joke, and I walked right into it.
Yeah, you did. You even kicked the door down for her. That is, she gets the, she gets the clap for that. Oh, that's,
yeah. So I was like, okay, you little smart.
Did she do the same joke 10 minutes later?
Probably. Somebody else walk in.
Well, that's cute. I don't want to make fun of these folks, but they'll never know. So
that's exactly it.
Cards and letters to the Radio TFI Executive Tower here in Queens, New York. The glimmering sheet. Well, not today. It's overcast. It's miserable.
I got even two. So
I'm on the 200th floor today, and boy, you can't hardly see.
You're
anything.
Above the clouds.
I am the clouds.
You are the clouds.
I am the clouds.
I'm up here in Mount Olympus, and I'll throw a thunderbolt on your ass. Oh my God! I have a ghost.
Yeah, okay. Either a ghost or the cat is back.
There's the cat. Yeah, I'm glad to see you could make it.
We spent $100 million on the Texas studio, and we still can't get a lock that works.
Can't get a lock on a door. At least the cat made it better than John.
We'll check with John during the break and find out.
Both of us will call him on the phone. Hey,
well, one of us will call him, and that's okay if it's Bill. I'll find
me.
Well, we'll check with John. Hopefully he's doing okay.
Because if it's something seriously wrong, I'll get blamed for it.
Oh yeah. There's no question about it. Well, you've known him longer.
Yeah, so that puts me at number one on the list.
How far back do you guys go?
About 30, at least 30 years.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So you get to you get to do all that. I had something here I was going to read, but I can't find it now. So moving on.
Sure, you could read it. You're coming down with the Heimers too, Ed. I had some paper here, but I can't remember where it was.
I had a slip of paper. I don't know.
I don't know where it is.
Maybe it's listed here on the piece of paper.
On this piece of paper.
I'm fortunate that I don't do a lot of the at least not yet, the wondering why am I in this room kind of stuff. And I mean, we all blank out every now and again.
That happens to everybody. And the minute you turn around to walk out of the room, you go, "Oh, okay."
I mean, don't get me wrong. It happens. I'll get up and I go storming into the other room to, oh, crap. What was I looking for?
What was I looking for? And it was something that you knew you needed at that particular moment. I gotta have that.
You better believe it.
What the hell was I looking for?
What was I looking for? I just found out something. So I'm looking at something here that reminded me of it. So I've been taking my blood glucose levels. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got to stick myself. Put the little tab.
Dude, you're preaching to the choir. You don't want to see my fingers.
I just use my thumb.
You're an idiot. Don't use your thumb. That hurts.
That doesn't. That's
use, use your little finger.
Anyway, so I've got these little strips that I got to put into the little machine.
Mm-hmm.
So the prescription came up, the renewal.
By the way, that's a glucometer.
No. I need the little tabs, the little
The
things.
test strips that go into the glucometer.
Test strips. That's the word I'm looking for. Or words. So I'm reminded that the test strips have been renewed. Don't want to come pick them up. This has been going on a couple days. Today, the recorded call came. The cost is $30. What?
That's cheap.
No. For a little, for 50.
Yeah, there's 50 test strips in there. You're paying $30. That's cheap.
I happen to disagree with you, sir.
Well, I disagree too, but yes, I get mine for nothing. I get mine for free.
I'm hoping they tell me I still got about 30 of them left. I'm hoping they tell me that I don't really need it because I'm like right on the border. I'm
What's on the border?
I'm hovering my I've been doing it in the morning. The fasting is running between like 90. This past week doesn't count because I stuffed myself full of
right.
all week. But I've been at 100-ish below. I've been as low as 93.
Yeah, you're
about
good.
The high has been about 108.
Oh well, then hell, you got nothing to worry about. That's fine.
Yeah,
those are good.
Yeah,
those are good readings.
I was doing it at night as well, and the nighttime one would be, like 150.
Oh, it always is. I mean,
Yeah.
that's typical. That was what happened with me when I was diagnosed. My blood sugars eventually flopped, and they were higher in the morning than they were at night. So, I don't know what the hell I was doing different while I was sleeping, but okay.
Now, are you diabetic?
Mm-hmm. Type 2.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to drag that out of you. It's not like I had to beat it out
I
of you.
was sitting there going, "You're preaching to the choir here, Ed."
Okay, well, look, this is my mother was diabetic, but then again, she had all sorts of problems.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been my doctor, who is now gone, she was being overcautious, I believe. And she's got me testing for everything now. She's got me going to every type of doctor there is, which is fine. It doesn't cost me anything. So
other than time.
But what do I have plenty of right now?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm going back to work anytime soon. And
no, and I'm getting tired of watching old TV shows now too. So we get them bastards back to work. I'm running out of stuff. When you're digging through Peacock to try to find stuff to watch, you're in trouble.
Well, what do you have? What streaming services do you have?
Pretty much all of them, it seems like. No, let's see. The main ones, because YouTube is my big one. That's got all the stuff on that. Then let's see, I have what the hell? I've got free TV, or free TV, because that has the history. That has the history channel on it, and I'd love the.
Yeah, I'm getting a little confused about who's with who now.
Yeah,
but do you have Amazon Prime?
No, because I don't want Amazon Prime.
Okay,
costs too much.
That's fine. Was one I was gonna suggest to you. One episode of one show that I worked on. I wanted you to see a particular actress who was a sweetheart, and I miss her horribly. I was her driver, and
well, what channel was your show on? CBS?
No, this was before FBI.
Oh, okay.
This was an Amazon show that I did a couple of years ago. It took forever for it to come out, and came out a while ago. And I was going to watch the whole series. It's called Dead Ringers with Rachel Weisz.
I think I've seen that somewhere when I was scrolling.
It's been a movie. It's been a movie like 3 times.
Oh, okay. That's probably why.
Yeah. And, but this is like a 7 episode. I watched the first episode, and I knew this thing was going to be, I don't know if gory. It's about pregnant women and giving birth and all that. And It's graphic. It is. It was more. They have a scene where you watch a baby being born.
No, I can live without that.
Spoiler alert: the woman you see the baby coming out of is not an actual woman. It's something they built. The special effects department.
You know it is, and who's the hell's going to want their hey up on the big screen?
But I got to see them cleaning this thing, hosing this thing out after the scene was shot, and it was the belly and the knees up about half of the bottom part of no feet, and the arms were only halfway there. And I think they had it set up so that somebody could be wearing it. It was a special effects rig, and I happened to be walking by on my way to the men's room, and I look and I see them hosing this thing out. I said, "This is how you treat your dates."
Once she's no longer useful, there you go.
But that's one that it's not my cup of tea. But the young lady that I was driving, she was the acting double who the star would act against, and then they would replace her. But one episode she was like the star. She played the mother at a younger age. She played one of the characters' mothers at a younger age, and she was just fantastic in it, and I'm quite proud of her. It was her first acting role, her first real paying gig. I was very, very proud of her. Kitty Hawthorne. Look her up. She's fabulous. Anyway, enough about that. What was it? Yeah, I'm bored. I'm on strike. I don't want to be on strike anymore. If this is
Cross the picket line
and do what?
Get the shit
You are fined 100 for a violation of the verbal parameters.
You think that Band-Aid you got on now is bad? Just wait.
I'd be hoping for this.
Exactly.
This is from moving junk. I can't get it to. Anyway, all my bruises and all that.
Three guys in pinstripe suits walk up to you and go, "Hey, what you doing? What you doing here?"
There's no productions going. Even if
there's no productions going on. What you doing here? What's the matter, you boy?
Hopefully they'll all come to their senses. The problem is AI. I mean, that's really the main problem, because and they've got to sort that out.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you could start making movies with Humphrey Bogart again.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can understand their dilemma. That's me. You can't. I'm not authorizing you to use me in something else. And I agree with them on that. That is ridiculous.
I was watching. Do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
Look for a show called Telemarketers. It's a 3-episode. Very interesting. But one of the things they talk about, or they get to, is, we have the robocalls now.
Yeah.
But like they talk about near the end, some of these guys are dead, and they're still, they've captured their voices, and so while they may not be very good, the AI right now, eventually they will be. Mm-hmm. And AI writing a good story is a crapshoot. But then again, a human writing
it's like putting a monkey in front of a typewriter.
Well, what is the deal saying? You put 1,000 monkeys in front of typewriters and give them 1,000 years. Eventually, one of them will write
type a novel.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, Shakespeare.
Yeah, type a novel. It's just it's the multiverse. It's the multiverse theory that with unlimited multiverses and in at least one universe, I'm a talking cow that's left-handed. Or left-hooved, as the case may be.
That always got me, man. I'd have given my right arm to been ambidextrous.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if you gave your right arm, you couldn't be ambidextrous.
So I heard how long. Wah, 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 wah. Whoa,
You done got
stepped
me.
into that one there, Ed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I kicked the door in and it closed right back in my
That's
face.
it.
Just
It's like
right
people
back.
that say I can't say chrysanthemum or aluminum. Those words are just too hard for me to say.
Aluminium. It's aluminium.
Aluminium.
That drives me batty. You people in Great Britain, learn how to speak for goodness sake. It's
No kidding.
we ain't got time for this.
No, we don't. How
by
much
the
time do
way-
we got anyway?
We got about 5 minutes.
Ladies
By
and
the
gentlemen,
way-
please release the hounds. We're looking for John Shannon. If you see this man, please do not attempt to apprehend him. He's not armed, but he is dangerous.
Dangerous. Do not feed him.
Yeah, don't feed. No. It's just like gremlins. Don't feed him after midnight.
You know what always bugged me about gremlins, and certainly not Phoebe Cates, because
No.
all right, but okay, don't get them wet. I get that. That's a
Right.
finite thing. Keep them dry. That's just the same way of saying keep them dry. Don't feed them after midnight. Well, technically, everything right now
is after midnight.
after midnight. When is it? Like between or until the sun comes up?
Until the sun comes up would have been my logical assumption.
Right. And then, then that all makes sense in the context of that little world. But
Ed,
just after
Ed,
midnight?
Ed,
Yeah.
Ed.
Yeah.
It was a movie. Get over it.
I'm talking about in the reality of that universe.
There was no reality. It was a movie. Moving on.
Damn it. When Hoyt Axton with the voice of God comes in and says, don't feed him after midnight.
In that.
And that voice of God voice. That's fine. I get that. But when can I feed them? Now comes the point. When do I feed them, or I just let them all starve into little hairy skeletons?
No, you feed them before midnight.
When?
Well, it's before, same as after.
Well, 12:01 a.m. is before midnight of the next day. Of that day.
But that's it's after 12:01. It's after 11:59. You're good.
Yeah,
Why
but
are we debating this?
I will come and hunt you down to prove my point, you son of a bitch, you. Here we are. This is what we've evolved into without
This is
Johnny.
what we evolved into without Johnny.
The relative merits of gremlins. When to feed a gremlin? Do you know when to feed a gremlin?
Please call 754-800-CHAT. Let us know.
754
Please call collect.
On a payphone. Get it
From
right,
a payphone,
Bill.
please call collect.
My goodness, we
Somebody's got to settle this issue.
damn it, it's gonna be us. This is our new cause. We're changing the entire format of the show. We're gonna be all feeding gremlins all the time.
We'll change the name of the show because we said so.
We're going 24/7 live.
Oh dear God. I don't even think I could take that. I know my wife don't want to, so what the hell?
Maybe Barb knows. No, I wouldn't even.
No, don't ask.
No.
No.
I don't want to broach that question to her.
No, dear God.
I see her getting on a plane to come here just to punch me in the. I got enough problems.
She's
I got
reaching
enough
for her
problems.
credit card as we speak.
Boy, oh boy. Well, Bill, it's certainly been a fun hour.
Yeah, I haven't been it,
I want everybody to understand that coming up, we pulled an oldie out. We play this frequently, but since it's the start of the football season, we don't usually tip off what we're playing at the halftime here, but it's George Carlin football versus baseball. It's a classic routine.
God, yes.
It's never not funny. So if you're going to wait till, and Bill and I will be back on the other side of this. Will John be with us? We ain't saying. Why?
You have to stay tuned.
Because we don't know.
We don't know.
We'll be just as surprised as everybody else. We'll get down to the bottom of it. And remember, he texted us.
We're going to dock that boy a day's pay for napping on the job.
And there it is, kids and kittens, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is there's the gong. We're going to get moving on now. So stay tuned, and we will see you at the top of the next hour.
Because it only gets better.
This is the Taxi Stand Hour.
You found Just Killing Time with John and Ed.
A real woman could stop you from drinking.
It has to be a real big woman.
On Radio TFI. Join the conversation. You can reach the guys at 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428. If you are watching live, the comment section is open. From a payphone, call collect.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Like to talk a little bit about baseball and football. Starting with baseball. Baseball is different from any other sport in a lot of different little ways. For instance, in most sports, you score points or you score goals. In baseball, you score runs. In most sports, the ball or the object is put in play by the offensive team. In baseball, the defense puts the ball in play, and only the defensive team is allowed to touch the ball. In fact, in baseball, if an offensive player touches the ball intentionally, he's out. Also, most sports, the team is run by a coach. In baseball, the team is run by a manager. And only in baseball does the manager or the coach have to wear the same uniform the players do. Can you picture Bill Parcells in his New York Giants uniform? Now, baseball and football are different from one another in other kind of interesting ways, I think. First of all, baseball is a 19th century pastoral game. Football is a 20th century technological struggle. Baseball is played on a diamond, in a park, the baseball park. Football is played on a gridiron in a stadium, sometimes called Soldier Field or War Memorial Stadium. Baseball begins in the spring, the season of new life. Football begins in the fall when everything is dying. In football, you wear a helmet. In baseball, you wear a cap. Football is concerned with downs. What down is it? Baseball is concerned with ups. Who's up? Are you up? I'm not up. He's up. In football, the specialist comes in to kick. In baseball, the specialist comes in to relieve someone. In football, you receive a penalty. In baseball, you make an error. Whoops. Football has hitting, clipping, spearing, blocking, piling on, late hitting, unnecessary roughness, and personal fouls. Baseball has the sacrifice. Football is played in any kind of weather. Rain, sleet, snow, hail, mud. Can't read the numbers on the field, can't read the yard markers, can't read the players' numbers. The struggle will continue. In baseball, if it rains, we don't come out to play. I can't come out to play. It's raining out. Baseball has a 7th inning stretch. Football has the 2-minute warning. Baseball has no time limit. We don't know when it's going to end. We might have extra innings. Football is rigidly timed, and it will end even if we have to go to sudden death. In baseball, during the game in the stands, there's kind of a picnic feeling. Emotions may run high or low, but there's not that much unpleasantness. In football, in the stands during the game, you can be sure that at least 27 times you were perfectly capable of taking the life of a fellow human being. Preferably a stranger. And finally, the objectives of the two games are totally different. In football, the object is for the quarterback, otherwise known as the field general, to be on target with his aerial assault, riddling the defense by hitting his receivers with deadly accuracy, in spite of the blitz, even if he has to use the shotgun. With short bullet passes and long bombs, he marches his troops into enemy territory, balancing this aerial assault with a sustained ground attack which punches holes in the forward wall of the enemy's defensive line. In baseball, the object is to go home and to be safe. I hope I'll be safe at home. Safe at home.
Well, no, it's not. John is still under the weather. Good morning, kids and kittens. We trust you've had a fine and fantastic week. I am your substitute teacher, Ed Van Ness. Joining me as semi-frequently, the lovely, the talented, the always to be mistrusted Bill Fancher. Good morning, Bill. How are you? Bill is, I still have Bill muted, so because he can't be trusted not to run his mouth when he's not scheduled to run his mouth. Run your mouth. He just muted himself now.
No, I was in the process of unmuting myself as you were unmuting myself, and then we got muted. So we'd have to listen to that crap I was saying. So okay.
I don't know what the fuck that just was.
Don't do that again. You did that last week. Don't do it again.
Yeah. Okay. So again, I haven't been able to get a hold of John. I don't know if Bill was able to.
I didn't even try.
Okay. All right. Well then, here we are, just the two of us again.
So we're not going to do birthdays?
We are going to do birthdays.
Ah, damn it.
Matter of fact, cue the band. We're going to do
the band
right now.
We need more cowbell.
It's the birthday edition here. Since Mr. Shannon is not with us today, I'm going to handle this. And since we had no advance notice, if you're having a birthday this week from between today and September 16th, we're just going to say happy birthday, everybody. And everybody gets to share one big
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
And that will hold on, because if I don't get it in, it's my ass.
Wow.
Barb's birthday is the 14th.
Oh my goodness! Why didn't you say something? Happy birthday. Boy, oh boy! I tell you what, I had no idea. Don't blame me. I wasn't prepared for this today.
I most forgot.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Good gravy, Bill. You're trying to get us all mortalized here?
Oh, I'm telling you, that would have been deadly.
My goodness. My goodness. Well, that
takes care of birthdays. Now we're moving on here.
we did
Now for the wonders. There we go.
No. What's next is
football.
Football is next. Of course, now I got to get myself set up for football.
He wasn't ready because it went so quick.
It was not ready because it went so quick. So let's get ourselves set up here.
What the Sam Hill is going on with there? My keyboard decided to want to walk away.
It's time for John and Ed versus the Spread, your weekly foray into the exciting world of pigskin prognostication. Each week, John, you can't see me, Shannon. Bill Fancher, Gerald the computer, who puts the A in AI, and I will choose professional football games and select winners using the point spread. At the end of the season, the winner will claim possession of the Radio TFI Gilchrist ceremonial sippy cup. Extra points can be earned by going for it with 2 or 3 point conversions, if we have the nerve. Ladies and gentlemen, kids and kittens, it's John and Ed versus the Spread. Well. Here we are. It is.
Do we get to make Johnny's picks for him since he's not here?
Well, kind of, sort of. In a yes. We'll read them off. Well, I'll handle that for him. But here we are. It is the first week of the brand new season. There are the standings, which are all at 0. Everybody's got a fair and even shot at knocking me off my throne. I do have the Radio TFI Gilchrist ceremonial sippy cup sitting behind me. Yes, there is a blank space between Bill and I because I was not prepared for just having 2 of us today. I would have had a different setup. So as usual, by the way, for my own personal picks, I took the Lions the other night, getting 6.5 points. That worked out like a dream.
If I picked other games, I was actually kind of sitting on that one. I thought, oh God, this is one of those games that Kansas City could fall right into the trap.
Yeah, because Kelsey was out, and I like the way Goff is playing with the Lions.
It surprises me.
I think he's getting a better shot, and I think he's in a better situation than he was.
And then going for a fake punt from your own 15-yard line in the first quarter, that either makes you a genius or unemployed.
Yeah, well, Dan Campbell he's
yeah.
Look, those fine folks in Detroit, they've been scrambling for a winner for the Lions have never been to the Super Bowl.
Nope, never even been to the NFC Championship game.
No, I mean, they won the old NFL championship.
Yeah, they won back in the 50s.
Right. But so anyway, let's move on.
Before any of us were alive.
Well, yeah. We're going to start with John's picks. If he was here, this is who he would be talking about. John's taking those Cincinnati Bengals over the home Cleveland Browns. He's giving up 2 points with the Bengals. In a drastic move he will soon forget. John is taking the LA Chargers, giving up 3 points against my
Now, where is that game? Is it in LA or Miami?
It's in LA. When you see the games, you'll see the home team is always
home
listed.
team's on bottom. Okay.
Yeah. We've been doing this how many years now?
Hell, it's only my second year.
Well, we did it the same way last year.
Okay.
The format looks different, but
just checking.
Just checking. And finally, and John started doing this last year, and it's still kind of, he's taken Tampa Bay getting 5 points over his hometown at home Minnesota Vikings. They're at Target Field. That's where they play.
See,
right?
he does. No, they don't play at Target Field.
With the dome. Target Field has the dome.
No. Target Field is the baseball stadium.
Oh, stop. You're making that up.
No, I'm not.
There's no baseball in Minnesota.
The Twins, the first place. Minnesota Twins.
All right. Look, you'll get to yak all you want in your segment.
My segment.
Although we got time because we
what the hell? We got plenty of time now, don't we?
We didn't spend
See, I know why John's doing what he's doing, because I kind of do the same thing. What I tend to do, I tend to not even pick the Minnesota Vikings on anything, so that way I got nothing at stake other than watching the game.
Right.
Johnny's doing I'll pick against them so that they'll win.
Right. Now, I say this every year, and I've been picking all the games on the schedule for my own enjoyment, I've been doing this for well over 20 years. And I long ago decided I will never pick against the Dolphins. It makes it easy for me. Every week I just take the Dolphins and wherever the points lie.
At least you're going to go 8-8 there, so.
Anyway, moving on. So there are John's picks. Now, young Mr. Bill, let's see what you have to say for yourself.
That's it. I'm taking Jacksonville -4.5 against them Colts. And Johnny's picked to make the playoffs. Playoffs? Who's talking about playoffs? I'm taking them Commanders to whoop up on Arizona out there at Washington Field, FedEx Field, I think it is. And I'm not.
How many points?
I'm giving up 7. I'm surprised it's not 7.5, but okay. And I'm not sold on Denver yet, and I'm not so sure Garoppolo's the answer in Vegas, but we'll see. I'm taking 3.5 and taking the Raiders over the Broncos.
Did Garoppolo wind up in Vegas?
Yeah.
I'll be, and I have been. All right, let's move on to my picks now. I like those Philadelphia Flegels giving up 4 points against the Who Dem Patriots. The New England Who Cares. They're certainly not. By the way, we have a serious thunder and lightning storm going on here right now. So
do you know? We'll go outside and fly a kite.
Yeah, I'll do my best. I also like Jacksonville getting up 4.5 points against them their Colts. And although I don't usually do this, I couldn't resist. There was no other game. I was looking for a third game that really said something to me, and I really couldn't find one. No, seriously. I don't like to use the Dolphins on these picks because I'm locked in. But in this case, my Miami Dolphins.
Miami has it all.
Praying that Tua stays uninjured this year. I like the Dolphins getting 3 points against them LA Chargers out in Los Angeles.
I think this is one of those games that you really can't go wrong picking either way. I mean, +3, -3. This is going to be one of those games.
I hope so. I'm as long as the Dolphins come out on top. All right, and the moment we've all been waiting for.
Dear, please, dear sweet Gerald, tell us your dumbass insanity today.
Gerald, let's see what you got.
Good morning, gentlemen. Cue the band. It's great to be back. It's great that football is back. It's, Bill is back. On with the picks. My inaugural pick for this season is Atlanta -3.5 points at home over those Carolina Panthers. Why? Why not? It's all random. Next up is the Los Angeles Rams. Last year, they defended their Super Bowl championship by tanking worse than Mr. Fancher's one-hit wonder choices. They are 5-point underdogs on the road in Seattle. Give me those Seahawks and take 5 points. Finally, we're looking for a fast start out of the gate. I'm going for 3, with the Houston Texans as they visit the Baltimore Ravens. I'm giving up 13.5 points, and hoping the Ravens don't show up. With today being the first Sunday of the football season, I figured we can just go ahead and get this one out of the way. The Jets, have been eliminated from playoff contention. Let me leave you with this. Never let anyone ruin your day. After all, it is your day. Ruin it yourself. Enjoy the games.
So here we go.
Amazing.
Here's the recap. John is going with those Cincinnati Bengals giving up to visiting Cleveland. John likes those LA Chargers against my Miami Dolphins in LA. John's given up 3 points with them Chargers. He also goes against his own home team, takes Tampa Bay +5, visiting those Minnesota Twins, Vikings, North Stars.
Minnesota Twins.
I like Philadelphia giving up 4, visiting New England. Jacksonville giving up 4.5, visiting Indianapolis. And again, my Dolphins +3 over them there Chargers. Bill likes Jacksonville.
I got a question for you. Everybody else has the half. I've got a 4.5.
It's the graphics department.
The graphics department. They'll be. I'll send them a letter.
They will be spoken to. It's the first week of the year. All right. So look, we have new graphics this year. We're displaying things in a different way. Of course, you don't remember how we used to do it because you
I've
just
slept
don't
since
pay
then.
attention. Right. Exactly. So there would be no reason. Moving on. Bill, like I do, likes Jacksonville, giving up 4.5 points at the whatever dome in Indianapolis versus the Colts. He also likes those Washington whoever's, giving up 7 points, hosting the Arizona / St. Louis / Chicago Cardinals. You didn't think I'd get them all in, did you?
No, I'm so impressed.
Finally, Las Vegas visits Denver. Las Vegas is getting 3.5 points. Bill likes the Raiders getting 3.5 points against them. Their Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson and Sean McVay is there now. Yeah,
and all he's been doing has been bitching about the last coach. So it's kind of like, okay, what are you're not going to leave the bar too high there, are you, big boy?
He's had his ups and downs in his career.
Yes,
finally, our boy Gerald, Bill's favorite co-host. Gerald likes Atlanta giving up 3.5 points, hosting them their Carolina Panthers. He's taking Seattle, giving up 5 points, hosting the Los Angeles Rams. And finally, starting fresh right out of the gate, he likes Houston. He's given up 3 points. Houston was the dog, so he only has to give up 13.5 points to the hometown of Baltimore.
Houston
Orange.
probably won't even score 13 points in this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids and kittens, that's going to complete
John
and Ed versus the spread for this week. And normally at this point, well, I'll ask you, Bill. When it comes to betting your own money, real money, on these games using our picks, what is it we say to everybody?
What are you, stupid?
What are you, stupid? That's us. That's going to do it for John versus the spread, and I got to get us out of this mess somehow, some way.
Go back to the Gremlins.
Go back to the Gremlins, he says. Go back to the Gremlins. And
when all else fail, bring in the Gremlins.
Bring in the Gremlins. So here we sit, and Bill, you seem to have a little problem there with Gerald's pick of going for
I think anybody with a brain has a problem with that pick.
Well, once again, do we need to explain the format to you?
I understand that's random, but that's like, okay, that's aliens right. Landing in your backyard.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Gerald is here to either A, make us look smarter than we really are, or B, make us look as dumb as we really are.
Gerald's here for comic relief.
Look, I thought he was very nice to you today.
I know. He didn't tell me to F off.
Bill, f you.
I knew it was coming. It wouldn't feel like a Sunday without it.
No. But you've grown accustomed to it now. You're
See, I wait for it.
So we're gonna hold on. We're gonna do one hit wonders here at 11:30. We got about 6 minutes.
Oh, so in the meantime, we can sit here and just stare at each other.
Hey, look, I'm a lot to look at, and
yeah, that's right. You just woohoo!
So I'm gonna find. There's a picture of me.
Really? There's a picture of Ed somewhere out there.
There's not a lot of photographs of me, but it's been. I was about 21 at the time, 22 at the time. Had a hairline, had an actual hairline, a little V in it. I had the Eddie Munster.
Eddie Munster.
Yeah,
Widow's
yeah.
peak.
I heard it. I had the widow's peak. But I was also half the man I am today with twice the hair. And every person I've shown this to, young females go, "Oh my God, you were..." Yeah, not anymore, but
that's their way of getting away from you, Ed. Wow, you were hot 100 years ago.
here's your 20. Come back for my next table dance.
Uh-huh.
I'll dig that up one day when we're scrambling around looking for time fillers like we are right now. Once again, if you'd like to join us on the phone here, 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428. Call us from anywhere. Call us anytime in the next 35 minutes. Also, if you're at a payphone, call collect. Also, if you're at a payphone, we're really curious where there's still a payphone.
Where the hell you are?
There is a phone booth, an actual phone booth in Manhattan, West End Avenue, and about 98th Street, 99th Street, something like that.
They have to have at least one for Superman.
Wrong city.
Don't matter. Still got to have one for Superman, right?
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's still there. I haven't checked this. I think there's a phone in there. I don't know who the phone belongs. It's not a phone company phone, because phone company don't do that no more.
Don't do that no more.
And I know I used to do that. I've talked about
somebody's
that.
own personal phone out there.
No, I used to do payphone repair.
No, I understand it, but I'm talking about the one out there now. Somebody's own private phone out there.
Hey, look, after the phone company got rid of all, got out of the payphone business when they got into cell phones, private companies took over payphones.
Well, are you sure there's a phone booth, but is there a phone in it?
I'm pretty confident there is a phone. I'm pretty assured there is. One of these days I'll get over there and I'll check
that out.
I will check that out.
Take a picture of it, Ed.
It'll last longer.
You're
as
damn
Pee-wee
right.
used to say.
Oh, by the way, I saw Pee-wee's thing when he was on the dating game the other night.
You?
Yeah, I saw the first one. I didn't see the second one. So he stayed in character. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a talented man. I was very happy for all the problems I had with the second Batman movie, Batman Returns. What I loved was the fact they gave Paul Rubens
a shot
and a pretty significant role as the Penguin's father.
Mm-hmm.
It was a straight acting job and all that, but
Yeah.
just the fact that they gave him that, I think the charges were a little overbearing as it was, and blah blah. We could talk about that some other day, but is that your
was
hand?
what it was.
It was what it was. It was what it was. But oh, good. You got to look him up on the Gong Show as well. Chuck Barris loved him.
Pee-wee was on the Gong Show. Okay, I'll have to check that one.
Not as Pee-wee. Not as Pee-wee.
Paul Rubens. He wasn't. He was
Paul
Paul
Rubens.
Rubens. He came out. Okay. Was he coming out as a comedian or what?
No. Chuck Barris, who produced The Dating Game and The New
Right.
Game, and he loved Paul Rubens, and he would bring him on. Stuff that's going to get gonged. All. But of course, Paul could just get himself wrapped into all this, and he was ideal for that. I mean, wacky acts, wacky stuff.
Okay.
I mean, not doesn't rise to the level of the Popsicle Twins, but what does really? Do you know what I'm talking about? The Popsicle Twins?
It's been a long time.
Gong Show, look it up. Popsicle Twins. You will go, oh yeah, in the 70s. In the 70s. So it is that time. We are, if I can figure out where I am, it is
Ladies
time.
and gentlemen, Ed's is showing signs of the Heimers.
Oh yeah, I got a lot to do here, and I don't have any of the. I actually
early onset dementia there, Mr. Van Ness.
We call it radio.
Radio.
Here we go. Cue the band.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present the Battle of the One-Hit Wonders. Here's your match official, John Shannon.
Well, no, it's not John Shannon
Nope.
per se. It is it's Bill and myself, and we're here to make
That
things.
guy takes off way too much time.
Yeah, he does, don't he? So we're gonna start right off with last week's champion. No, I'm sorry. We're gonna start with the challenger from last week. From we'll figure it out. I don't have any information in front of me.
I think it was 69.
It was 1980.
Oh no, wait a minute. You changed that one, didn't you?
Oh.
Yeah, you did. You got destroyed on that one, and you went with the Archies and Sugar.
Oh, that's why.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, early onset dementia at its very best.
Well, just bear with me one moment, because we are so screwed right now.
Yes, sir, we are.
We are. Oh, I got rid of it and everything. Oh man.
Then my one-hit wonder wins by default.
No. I have it here.
It's a forfeit.
Okay, here is.
Sugar, oh honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting.
All right, that's last week's challenger, Sugar by the Archies, from whatever godforsaken year it was.
And do you know at one point that was ranked in the top 5 of the greatest rock and roll songs by Casey Kasem? Believe it or not, it really was. And I went, holy crap.
I believe it. Now, here is last week's champion.
Let her face at first just go sleep. Turn the wider shade of pale.
That's Wider Shade of Pale by Procol Harum from.
Which is probably what John looks like right now.
Probably. So, the numbers are in. The votes have been tallied.
You actually got the numbers? Okay.
I have the numbers. I spoke to John last night.
At one point, I saw this was 50-50 over on the Facer.
I got news for you. At one point, it was 50-50 on the tweeter.
Really? Could this actually be the first time in the history of one-hit wonders?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a tie.
Wow. Considering neither one of these are one-hit wonders.
It is a tie.
Wow, that are impressive.
So I happened to speak to John last night. He was letting it go a little longer, see if there were any more votes, and it just came down to a dead heat. It was 50-50 on both sites.
50-50.
50-50. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep the same 2 songs in play.
And let them duke it out for another week?
Let them duke it out again for another week.
All right.
So without further ado, here is your co-champion for this week, Procol Happy.
They play them together. That would be cool.
I can.
Tell it. That would be hilarious. They're co-champions. Play them both.
No, that's funny for about 10 seconds.
That's about as long as you could do it. So, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so here we go.
We skip the light fandango, turned cartwheels across the floor. I was feeling kind of seasick. The crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder as the ceiling flew away. When we call out for another drink, the waiter brought a tray, and so it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned the whiter shade of pale. She said there is no reason, and the truth is plain to see. But I wandered through my playing cards, would not let her be one of 16 Vestal virgins. We're leaving for the coast, and although my eyes were open, they might just as well be closed. And so it was, as the mirror told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned the whiter shade of pale.
Quite a Shade of Pale by Procol Harum, this week's co-champion here on the Battle of the One-Hit Wonders. Bill is trying to speak. I have not unlocked his microphone
If
yet.
I have a way to settle this issue, we do this just like they do in boxing. The champion wins on a tie.
Thank you for interrupting me.
He retains his title.
No.
Oh, well, the hell with it. I thought it was a shot. So what are you going to give one star to Procol Harum and one to the Archies?
Well, first off, you interrupted me.
Oh, damn.
I was doing my outro.
Oh, my God.
I'm not John.
I am so sorry.
You have no idea how sorry you are. Anyway, Procol Harum, 1967, our co-champion for this week. Now, coming up next is our other co-champion that, if you remember from last week's show, Bill was willing to, this was the hill he was willing to die on over a cartoon band. I don't know what that was.
It was the challenge flag.
Challenge flag. So, and we don't have graphics for it because I got my songs mixed up. So, we'll have graphics for Sugar Sugar next week, I promise. But here it is, Mariachis. Your co-champion, Sugar Sugar.
Sugar, oh honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you, honey. Oh sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. I just can't believe the loveliness of loving you. I just can't believe it's true. I just can't believe the wonder of this feeling too. I just can't believe it's true. Ah, sugar. Oh, honey, honey. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. Oh, honey, oh, sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. When I kissed you, girl, I knew how sweet a kiss could be. I know how sweet a kiss can be. Like the summer sunshine, pour your sweetness over me. Pour your sweetness over me. Oh, sugar, sugar on it, honey. Pour your sugar on it, baby. That's so sweet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pour your sugar on it. Oh, yeah. Pour your sugar on it, honey. Pour your sugar on it, baby. Sugar on me, honey. Ah, sugar. Honey, honey. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you.
Oh, that ended suddenly.
Yes, it kind of jumped right out of there, didn't it?
It did, didn't it? Boy, we're having all sorts of...
I had to do my glucose levels in the middle of that song.
Yeah. From 1969, it's the Archies with Sugar, Sugar here on the Battle of the One-Hit Wonders. Wonders? Listen to me.
Wonder who.
So that's going to do it for the Battle of the One-Hit Wonders.
Yep.
We're going to generously put this one out of its misery and hope for
moving on.
Definitely moving on.
Moving on now.
We are for sure moving on. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids and kittens, we're going back to, I don't know what I'm going back to.
We've got about 20 minutes worth of gremlin talk.
20 minutes worth of Gremlin
Okay.
talk.
This is Gremlin Talk on Radio TFI.
All Gremlin.
All Gremlin, all the time.
Don't forget, visit Twitter and Faceplant. We presume John will have the polls up for these two songs. Vote early, vote often.
Oh, God, yes.
On Facebook, you can vote multiple times.
How?
And that's what I'm told.
No, you can't. I tried. Believe me.
I take it back then. So,
unless you have numerous websites to do it from,
they're called accounts, Bill. Accounts.
Whatever. Oh God! Now you got her screaming out in the other room.
Why would she be screaming at me?
Why does she scream at me?
Because she made the mistake of marrying you.
Well, there you go.
She had a chance to run, but
she did that to herself. Got nobody to blame. It ain't my fault.
She got to come in and kick your butt.
Probably either that or after the show's over.
How long have you two been married now?
Be 40 years in November.
Boy, she'd have been out of prison 15 years ago.
It's been 2 of the best years of my life.
Yeah, I'll bet. I'll bet. So now we are officially just killing time. We got about 15 minutes. Gremlin Talk. If you'd like to talk about gremlins and what time they should be fed.
Okay, so then I think we've come to the conclusion that the only time you can feed them is at straight up 12.
Yeah, but it's never straight up 12. It's
always... that particular dong is the only time you can feed them, because otherwise it's after or before. So that's the conclusion.
On what day? What to start the day they're born?
Apparently.
But if you don't feed somebody after midnight, how are they born? See the dilemma?
No, I don't.
You see the paradox?
There's 2 doctors over here?
Yeah, there's a paradox. Damn it, I'm getting slower and slower.
Yes, you are. The uptake is kind of running down on you there, Ed.
It really is. Oh, there it is. And I have it highlighted too.
Wow.
I have it highlighted so I can find it.
Jumped out. And you just laid on the trigger.
By the way, did you happen to see Mike Lindell being deposed this week?
Did he pull a pillow out while he was there?
Well, John's got a clip up here, and if it's the clip I think it is.
I would love to see this. Does he come out of the mirror?
Kind of, but the lawyer, the interviewer, whoever it is that he's speaking to, makes a comment about my pillows, the pillows themselves. Now, I haven't seen this clip that I'm about to push a button on, so I don't know what the audio quality is or anything like that, but let's give her a shot.
Right, let's give her a
And
shot.
I'm not asking about the lumpy pillow calls.
No, they're not lumpy pillows. That's not what they call on. Okay? That when you say lumpy pillows, now you're an asshole. You got that? You're an asshole, is what you are. No, he's an asshole.
No,
he's an ambulance chasing asshole. That's what you are. The lumpy pillows, kiss my ass. Put that in your book. No, they answer anything, any problem customer that wants to reach Mike Lindell. Those are the ones. I want to talk to Mike Lindell. I want to talk to Mike Lindell. They send them to here and they go, or they call about maybe they didn't get their pillow on time because of the FedEx or whatever. Well, we'll cover them even though it could be somebody else's fault. Nobody called because of a lumpy pillow. But good one though.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
What I'm saying.
Obviously, you don't have a My Pillow too. You don't, do you?
What I'm saying is, Mr. Lindell.
Asshole. But go ahead. No, I'm pissed.
I understand.
Yeah, go. When you're saying what?
Yeah, okay. Now, Ed, I'm going to say this because you and I both have been business owners. I can understand his anger of somebody going off on his product. It doesn't mean that he's right, but I can understand it.
From what I gather from the context, the little context we have, It seems that they were discussing customer service issues.
Oh.
Okay. So I believe the interviewer or whoever it was probably said something, he just said the lumpy pillow thing just as in a long list of they call about this, they call about that, they call about that. Until because things are going so crappy for him. Oh, by the way, we considered putting My Pillow on the Market Watch, but it's a privately held company.
Yeah, can't do it.
Boy, I would love to see the.
Okay, I'm going to say something that I regret. I actually own one of those.
Do you?
I bought it before he became an asshole.
We'll allow
and
it.
Actually, I like it.
Okay, that's
I'll
fair.
never buy another one.
That's fair.
But I liked it. I like the pillow.
Hey, look, he again, it is what it is.
And of course, he's got to be from Minnesota. It's like why do it never fails?
He's got a product that people bought, and whatever it is, it is. Now obviously you're not going to purchase any products from him. Look, he's put himself into a hole. That's why he's more angry because
of course
he blew all his money.
Trying to defend the Cheeto.
Right, but once again, showing you an addict is an addict. It's just sometimes the drug of choice is different.
Yes, sir.
What used to be heroin or whatever, crack or whatever it was for him, now it's this election thing, and he can't shake it. And he's going to spend all his money and all of his, that's what he's more upset about. Is that
you know damn right. He's
broke, and the only thing he has left is selling this crap that he has. My slippers, hey, look, I had my slippers on last night. I'll send you a picture of them later, and you'll laugh and you'll go, how the hell?
But like I said, I bought the pillow probably 6 years ago. So, I mean, that kind of gives you something. It's actually, like I said, it still holds up today. I mean, I'm happy with it, but like I said, I'll never buy anything else from him.
Right. No, I believe me, I'm looking for a good firm pillow that's going to last me more than 2 or 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I like a firm pillow. I can't seem to find one. And, I
got your firm pillow radio.
I bet you do. I'll be over momentarily.
As well you should.
As soon as the red light goes off in the studio here, I will be booking.
Sorry, anyway. I couldn't help that. That was an easy setup.
That's okay. I'm used to it.
You've been slow today, Ed. So what the hell?
Well, I was traveling all week.
I thought you were traveling all week, so that keen sense of humor and wit
has
been
dulled.
It's
been dulled by the heat. I'm on the plane Friday night, and I've paid extra to have my emergency row seat.
Did you now?
Oh yeah. Legroom. The seats are narrow, getting narrower.
Yeah.
So as expected, there's people just as big as me in the same row because we've all got the same stupid idea.
Mm-hmm. Clowns to the left of me and jokers to the right.
So this couple comes down the aisle. I'm in row 11. Turns out they're from Jamaica, and they're big kids. They're on their phones the whole way down. They get to the seats, they sit down. I say, good evening. And that's pretty much the end of the
end of that conversation.
They're both on their phones, showing each other they never turned them off. Not during.
Oh, that plane could have crashed.
Look, side note, I understand that's a slim possibility, but just the same.
Why stick your hand in the flame? You know it's hot.
Exactly. Look, there's a lot of things wireless going on in these planes now. I understand the flight controls are hardwired in. I get that. It's a minimal chance, but a chance nonetheless.
Now, were you sitting between these two, or were they...
I would never sit between people. I'm on the window.
I'm the same way. I'm either on the window or the aisle.
Nope, I want the window. You know why? Because
Why?
I got the fuselage to lean against.
Okay.
I got
just
nobody
lean
on,
out in the aisle.
I got nobody on that side of me, and I got that to myself. But it just amazed me. Yeah, and then they were watching a movie. You know, they have the screens in the seat backs. They're watching a movie. They're watching the same movie, which is fine, you know. But still on the phone the whole time. Now, I sit there sometimes and monkey around with my iPad while I'm watching a movie. But again, through the movie, they're also showing each other straight through to the landing.
Well, why don't you go ding? You know, call the waitress. I'm sorry. Ooh, call the flight attendant.
No.
These monkey ass some of my bitches
No,
has got
no
their
monkey
phone
ass.
on.
No monkey ass. No.
I don't mean it like that. I just
Don't matter. It came out like that. You're
well,
right.
then go to hell. These two douchebags, some of my bitches, on their phone. I don't want to die because these douchebags.
I'm gonna go ahead and get them all out.
You are fined 1 credit for a violation of the verbal morality
You
statute.
can't find me for saying douchebag.
Sure, we can watch us.
Okay.
Speaking of, I did that one time. It was in late August of 2001. I was on a plane and we were stuck on the tarmac in Newark for a while. No air conditioning, and we're getting ready to take off. And they had made the announcement, shut off your phones and blah, blah, blah. And this woman just kept yakking on her phone. I finally got a hold of the flight attendants. And by the way, you want to make a friend out of a flight attendant?
Oh, yeah.
I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, I ratted her out. Want to make a friend of a flight attendant? Tell them that you're aware that serving chips and soda pops is just secondary. They're there for my safety, and that's what they are there for.
Well, you're not wrong.
I am not wrong. They are not flying waitresses. They are there for your safety. By the way, the incident with the phone happened about 2 weeks before September 11th.
Oops.
So, by the way, speaking of September 11th, before we get going here and just get serious for a second, yes, tomorrow is, as we're all aware, September 11th. It's 22 years already.
It hardly seems like it, doesn't it?
There are people that weren't born that day that are now legal to drink.
Yeah.
You know, and look, we could go into our own personal stories and all that. We don't really have time, and
no, we've all said them before.
Right. And, you know, we're all thinking the same thing tomorrow, but tomorrow has now become, yes, it's an anniversary, but life has moved on.
Well, let's put it this way. It's like Pearl Harbor Day. It's December 7th. I mean, it is a day of remembrance and things like that. So, you know, I don't want to say celebrate because you're not celebrating, but remember it in whatever way you feel benefits you.
And eventually Patriots Day will be like December 7th. Few people left alive that remember the day.
Exactly.
And it's just part of history now. You know, look, we are of an age that we have a before and after. Our lives are sliced right down that line of September 11th. What
Pretty
life was like
much.
before it and what life's been like after it. So, you know, again, to all those that lost on that day, and, you know, hey, our hearts go out to you, and the people that do the jobs to keep the rest of us alive, we salute. And it's September 11th. Do what you got to do to people. Be nice. Don't put up with anybody's nonsense. But you know what?
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own way of doing things. And by the way, folks, just because somebody looks different from you does not mean they're out to harm you. And I use as Exhibit A Timothy McVeigh.
He looked just like everybody else.
Just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell one quick story. I was not long after September 11th. I was in LaGuardia. I was taking a flight back to Fort Lauderdale. It was about 3 weeks after. And there was a gentleman wearing a turban. I forget exactly what he was, but his religious, it was clearly a religious thing. And he was trying to, there's the gong. He had a New York Mets cap with the adjustable back, and he had it open as wide as he could so he could put the cap
over his turban.
But he was trying to respect everybody else.
Yeah, well, that's kind of cool.
While still, not, keeping to his own. And that's what you have to remember. Everybody's just people here. Okay? With that, that's going to do it for us. We're going to be out of here. Bill, would you like to say anything on the way out the door? I didn't think so. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, enjoy your week. We will see you next week. We trust that Mr. Shannon will be back with us. John says something, and I say, see ya!